Alright, so the first thing you want to do is loosen this this screw behind the seat. It's a Phillips number 2, or maybe a little bit bigger. But you want to get a cloth and cover it when you do it. That way if you slip, you're not going to scratch your nice, body of your fender there. Alright, so take that out and the whole seat should come off. Okay, here's a recommended tool list to get this job done, this battery change on a Harley Street 500. I recommend some either regular pliers or vice grips, whatever, something that you can grab a hold of something if you need to. Pair of long needle nose pliers, pair of short needle nose pliers. A number 2 Phillips are a little bit bigger for that one bolt that holds the seat on. A flathead screwdriver to pry things loose. A ratchet, okay, 3/8 ratchet. I have a 6-inch extension or so, and this guy. Okay, this is your hex socket number 4. So it's metric, 4 millimeter. Okay, remember everything on these Harleys is in China now, for the most part. It's all metric, as far as I know. Number 4. And for your battery, take the posts off and whatnot, you need a 10 millimeter open-end wrench. Doesn't have to be ratcheting. That's just a plus if you have it. And that's all you're going to need, and just a whole lot of patience. Trying to make this a short video, but I'm telling you, man, Harley makes this really hard to change the battery on these bikes. Freaking nightmare. Okay, like my old Kawasaki Vulcan, easy, man. You can get that battery out in like 5-6 minutes, no problem. Anyway, once you remove, that Phillips bolt, which is the only thing that holds the seat onto the bike, and there's a little clip here, so you're going to kind of shove it. Once you loosen it here, take that out, you're going to just shove it back towards the fender a little bit, and it'll unhook from this little spot right here, and it'll come right off. It's real easy. Okay, now you want to take both side covers off. There's the left side cover and there's the right side cover. Okay, now on the right side, okay, the battery's is behind all this crap. Okay, I know. So here's your relays. There's 4. Here's your fuses, just so you know, in case your bike doesn't start one day or whatever. You can check all that out. But anyway, you got a main fuse down here. I believe it's for the ignition. I watched a video where the guy, he's an older guy, he probably knows a lot more than I do. He says to remove that fuse while you're doing this battery job. So that's what I did. And it was stuck in there pretty good, and I had to get a flathead screwdriver. It's a 40 amp. Oops, sorry. 40 amp fuse. Anyway, it goes right inside of that. And I had to just come in from the side and just kind of tap and catch the side of the you can see where it's kind of scratched it a little bit. And you just kind of knock it loose and it'll pull right out. Mine was kind of tight. So anyways, now you have, looks like you got 2. Okay, you got 2. Here it is. See? Number 4 hex. There's one that goes right here to the right of your fuse panel there. Take that one out, and then you're going to come in underneath here. This is kind of a tight one, and that's why I also maybe that's why he did recommend to take that fuse out, because it's going to be in the way of you getting this. See, it goes right there. Can you see it? It goes in right there. So you got those 2 that hold that plate in there. Now, unfortunately, you got a lot of crap. I think you're just going to have to get out of the way. All right, like this wiring, you're just going to have to make a lot of disconnections, okay? And just pay attention to what you're doing. Now see this? I already pulled it off. See, it has like a rubber thing, and it just hooks onto that plate, and it slides on, and it hooks in, and it's locks it in right there. You're just going to undo that, pop that loose. See, get it out of your way. Now this right here, I'm going to put it back in. So I don't want you guys to hold on. I know the cameras. I'm got no one helping me do this video, but you see that little tab there's a little tab right there. See how it kind of pushes in? Okay, make sure you push that tab in before you pull this apart. That way you don't damage your connections here, okay? Very important. So just disconnect that. This was same thing. See how it has that little right here? And that's gonna go down and it hooks into that little tab. And you go out and in and it locks in. Well, you're gonna have to disconnect that, okay? And probably gonna have to disconnect it here as well. Same thing, there's a tab. You see that tab? Push it in and then pull it apart. Push it in, pull it apart, nice and gentle. Now, here's your engine control module, okay? Probably pretty freaking pricey, by the way, if we ever had to replace that. But anyway, you got a connection here, okay? Let's see. Same thing. You got a little tab here. Make sure you push it in before you pull it loose from here, okay? And you have these two main leads that come in and they connect into here. And you have these little red tabs that go down to lock in. Well, you want to pull those out when they're on here. And it's really tight, man. Mine are really tight. So what I did was I just got a flathead screwdriver, came in here, and I just gently tapped on the end of the screwdriver back and forth on each side, little bit by little bit, not hard, just gentle, until it worked its way loose to where I can get them off. All right? Because we got to get all this and pull it through here and back over here out of our way, because the battery's right behind all that crap, and it's right underneath this freaking plate. Okay, man, this is a total pain. But anyways, here's your solenoid. Okay, sorry, here's your solenoid. Attaches down to here. You're gonna have to disconnect those two number 4 hex bolts on either side. Make that loose, because you got to get this plate out of the way, man. That covers the whole top of the battery area. You're gonna want that out of the way. And you got to just kind of get it clips in here, over here, and you're just gonna have to wedge a screwdriver in there and get it to come loose, which I did. Right, look at this. And there's another connection. Oh yeah, for the solenoid. Okay, you disconnect that from this. Okay, and there's a little clip again. You make sure you push into that before you start pulling it apart. But see, now this whole thing, trying to wiggle it out, wiggle it loose. What you're gonna have to do probably. Okay, I wiggled that top cover loose and I wedged it and I, manipulated it, and it's a bitch. But anyways, I pulled it out. Okay. So you could leave the solenoid connected, just like it is. But there's your battery. See, there's the freaking battery. Positive on the right side, negative on the left. Now the battery slides out, I believe. Yes. So we're going to have to take this panel out as well. Back up. So we got to take this whole panel area out. And I'm going to show you right now how I do that. And then the battery should be able to slide out from the right side. Yep. Harley designs this job, so it's such a pain in the ass. You're just going to want to try to go to the shop and have them do it. I'm telling you, it's ridiculous. But anyways, you got to wedge a screwdriver in here against the frame. Sorry, against the frame, and put, and get it down in there, right in here, and pop it out. See, there's that clip. This plastic piece goes down in a little slot. See that slot? Bam, right there. See? Anyways, it's kind of hard, but you pop it loose, break it loose. Now the thing of it is, we're gonna have to take off all these things carefully, from the the fuse panel, the relay, because that's the only way you're gonna get that panel out of there and get it out of your way. Okay? So once I disconnect everything, and then this here too, of course, where it held the ignition fuse, I believe. You're gonna have to pop that out too. Hold on. Okay, that's why I recommend disconnecting all of this wiring harness crap. on top underneath the seat. You can actually leave this one alone. You don't need to do this one. But look, you got to disconnect everything so you could pull it underneath the frame, and you could manipulate and push this part over this much past that grommet where that clip from the side cover goes in, because that's the only way you're going to be able to work this panel out of this tight spot right in here. Okay, and as we see, there's the battery. It slides in from the right side, and those are 10 millimeter. Okay, 10 millimeter bolts that hold the posts on there. I recommend using a well, you could use a ratchet, but I'm going to use a ratcheting wrench, open-end wrench, but it has a ratcheting mechanism on the wrench to get those loose. Then I'll pull it out. We'll also recommend doing the negative first, and I'm sorry, the positive. Do the positive first, and make sure it's up out of the way, tucked away, and then go in there, disconnect the negative, and then slide it out. All right. I know. What a bitch. Once you disconnect the positive cable, you're going to have this cable here, right? Which I believe, yes, this actually is part of your quick connect for your, you know, for charging your bike with the, I believe it's called the SAE connector system. And that positive from that goes to your battery, and it connects on top of the main positive battery cable lead. And it has an inline fuse, 7.5 fuse. So if something's going on with your charging and it's not working right, you might have to check this. And unfortunately, you gotta take all this bullshit off to get to it. Oh man, they really designed this bike stupid. But anyways, and there's a little cap for it, protects it, keeps the moisture out of it, whatever. Okay, so I'm just so you know, all right. But so I'm gonna tuck this positive out of the way, just so I don't, you know, this battery still got juice in it. There's my negative over here, 10 millimeter. Okay. Just when I thought I was done, I'm getting hung up right here. I had to disconnect this from this device and tuck it up out of the way so I can get this really pushed down to slide that damn battery out, okay? Well, it looks like I gotta wait to do the battery on this bike, because the one I got from Amazon, you know, bullshit ass Amazon says it's a direct fit for my bike. When I clicked on my Harley from the garage section in, on the Amazon page, but it's not. Look it. Here's the Harley, but look it. The negative is on this side, positive is on the right. Well, it's the opposite. Positive's on this side. So if cause see, I have to put the battery with the negative all the way up against this area, okay, to the left of the bike. So if you try to put this in, it can only go one way, because the post's got to be on the facing the rear tire. So now I got the positive all the way against the left side instead of the negative. It's not going to work, man. And I'm telling you, it's a tight fit. You got to have the right exact size battery, okay? So it's just too tall, and the posts are opposite. It's not going to work for me. Damn it. So I'm going to measure this out with a tape measure, so that way when I order the next battery from Amazon, I'm going to have the exact size I need with the negative on the left side of the battery, not the opposite. So don't get this Weiss bullshit, all right? That number there, the YTX 14AH-BS. Yeah, BS for bullshit right there. And it's from China, of course. But anyways, yeah, so back to the drawing board. Here's the specs on the Harley brand battery, okay? It's 225 cold cranking amps. It's looks like 12 amp hour battery. There's the part number, 65958-04B. In case you want to pay $200 for one of their batteries. I don't. Well, I can't send back the other battery from Amazon. They don't take batteries back through the mail, so I'm kind of screwed on that. I got to contact the manufacturer and send it back to them directly. So I'm just going to hold on to it, and I'm going to. I went ahead and ordered a battery today from O'Reilly's. It's an AGM battery equivalent to this one, and I gave them the dimensions and the post orientation. Which if the posts are facing you, the negative has to be on the left, and the positive has to be on the right. And it is 5 7/8 wide. 5 7/8 wide. It is from the back side. It's going to be 5 3/4 tall, and it's going to be 3 1/4 inches deep. 3 1/4 inches deep. And that is the exact size you need to fit in that damn bike. If you got anything different, I'm telling you, it's not going to work. So hopefully that helps you.